Membership shoutout to Dark Slider 99. Excitedly asking how she did all that. Playing the part. Ginyu ruffles her hair, promising to teach her. But right now, she needs a shower. Though, this deceit will be short-lived. Goku and Gohan hearing loud and clear what Cold yelled at the end of the match. Goku knows they need to alert the other universe of what happened, but his son assures they're already aware. The seed Super Buu planted in the Emperor, and that one of their own not being who they appear, finally begins to mature. Explaining to his brother, years ago, he killed Captain Ginyu, who had the ability to switch bodies. Not naming Buu himself, he claims a source told him he actually survived, and has lived among them all along. And at the end of the fight, Frieza clearly saw him use that technique. Now completely confident Ginyu has been hiding in their father's body, which explains why he's gotten so much stronger, as Captain Ginyu was an expert warrior. Cooler questioning if that means Ginyu now resides in that Saiyan's body, which very much so is the case, and their father died years ago. Stopping her from entering the apartment, Gohan and Vegito confront Ginyu, bluntly calling him out as not really Bra. Again trying to blend in, he scoffs. Of course not, I'm Son Bra, so stop calling me just Bra. Gohan chiding nice try, but he's not fooling anyone. Vegito further cutting to the chase, stating he is actually Captain Ginyu. Pan aghast by this revelation, realizing they must have encountered his other iteration in their own realm, figuring it's pointless now to keep up this ruse. Introducing himself with a bow, he comes clean, admitting he hasn't gone by that name in a long time. But from now on, they can just call him Bra, a dedicated student of martial arts, a friend they can count on in the life of any party, thanking them for accepting him, happy to join the family. Grabbing him and teleporting away. Shocked by their intrusion, Frieza points out this must mean they have figured out what's going on too, addressing they now have a common enemy, and while he doesn't like it any more than they. Holding Ginyu to the healing tank, Vegito demands he switch back, but cockily, he taunts, or else what? The fused warrior then threatens he will make him disappear, and he isn't talking about death, much worse. Smiling, worse than dying, he reveals he has the ability to destroy one's very soul, and with that, there is no paradise, no resurrection, no reincarnation. But Ginyu believes this body is too important to dear old dad for him to do that. Continuing to argue, Vegito claims Shenron will have no issue in restoring Brawl to her original form, but he won't be able to recreate the Body Snatcher's immortal soul once he gets done with it. Sighing, he reluctantly goes to use the technique, but trying to trick his adversary and actually destroy Brawl. Vegito is too privy to fools like Ginyu. In fact, he's even had to prevent Brawl from pulling very similar stunts for years now, affirming, against him, Ginyu's overwhelmed, and his only chance for survival is to obey. But the villain scoffs the body in the tank will die soon, snickering Vegito just get used to his new daughter, bellowing to kill him if he dares. Throwing him to the ground, Ginyu once again tries to talk his way out of this, reminding if they fight out of the ring, they'll both be sent home, which will separate Vegito from Brawl's soul forever. But this threat doesn't concern him, as they are light years from the arena, knowing no one knows what they're up to. Going Super Saiyan, Ginyu then resolves to see how this new body fares. Repelling him with ease, Vegito boasts that not even his precious daughter amounts to 1/10 of his power. What's more, one needs harmony between both the body and spirit, and Ginyu doesn't have the true capacities of Bra. But he counters, that would only be the case if he landed in a body that was truly pure of heart, with no malevolent intent. But nobody becomes powerful without losing at least some of their compassionate nature, leaving Vegito silent, before the villain vows to master his new vessel well, wanting to show him. Going Super Saiyan 3 for a short burst, Vegito puts Ginyu down. Grabbing him by the neck, he coldly stares into him, asking if he's got the message now. Change! Back at the tournament, Pan, Gohan, and Piccolo all appear really nervous. Gohan muttering he hopes Vegito is okay. With his far superior reflexes and fighting intelligence, the fused warrior is able to beat Ginyu at his own game. In a bit of desperation, he forces him to try to body swap, but directs it towards the recovering Frost Demon instead. Still as sassy as ever, Brawl scoffs it took him long enough. Vegito admits he's happy to see her too, before she realizes her father beat her up pretty good. But upon seeing the less than polite intruder that beat him up pretty good, Cooler wants retribution. Teleporting out of there as to not risk trouble from the organizers, the demon is left to stew in his frustration. Frieza questioning where Ginyu is now. When both of them hold their heads in agony, the Emperor realizing this is a psychic attack, growling to know what a reverent magician believes he is capable of controlling the likes of him. But Babidi views himself as more than confident in possessing Frieza. In fact, it's the Frost Demon who is the arrogant one, believing he should be able to resist the most ancient of magic. Popping back to their group, Vegito immediately requests some senzu beans. While chewing one, Brawl announces she's going to bed, looking a bit defeated in her own way. Pan reaching out as if wanting to say something to comfort her. As Vegito explains to Gohan, Ginyu has been put back inside cold and isn't their problem anymore. In reference to Brawl, Piccolo comments it'd be wise of her to study her next opponent, her father admitting that would be smart, so of course she's not gonna do it. And we see behind him, the next match has already began. Rewinding a few minutes, Raichi and Gast are called to the stage. Seeing his opponent hovering on his crystal ball, he reminds he must touch down for the fight to begin. But the doctor decides to allow his specters to worry about that. Stuttering, Gast questions if this man killed all these Namekians, but Raichi barks he has no innocence on his conscience. These Namekians were murdered by Saiyans, a predatory pattern in his life. Quipping Gast, also a vigilante, should understand his feelings well, and the two of them have the same ideals of peace. Though as opposite states, this man's ideology seems to gravitate around vengeance rather than justice. Asking if he wins, will he bring back his people? People like the Namek himself. But the doctor utters, the dead do not return. Gast finding the statement ironic, as they themselves are literally surrounded by them.
You live in the past, entrapped in your shell of denial. It's time for you to move on, for your own good. Don't touch my master! What?
Well, duh! Destroy the remains! He can regenerate! Fool! He's going mad again! There! That's the end of him! 17? 18? 19? Master! Call back Broly! He won't be of any use now!
Just a few more seconds. If I withdraw him now, I will not be able to summon him again for this fight. And Gast may still be alive somehow.
Isn't the wall supposed to be impenetrable? 29?
What? Gast is alive! With the destruction of Raichi's crystal ball, it's made known the Doctor himself was merely a ghost as well. Rising from the smoke, Gast deduces the combined hatred in the ball has manifested into a single entity, who you may know as Hachiak.
The emotion of these violent deaths collected by that machine usually only come in waves. What we are hearing is the pain suffered by infinite souls the Doctor has harnessed over countless years.
With more questions forming at every turn, a strange creature has formed with the demise of the ghost of the Doctor and his crystal ball. While Gast was able to prove he was more than Raichi or any of his specters could handle, this mysterious new enemy may prove to even be a challenge for the ultimate Namekian warrior.